Brian. So hi everybody, welcome to Falcon Sprint 1 planning. Hopefully it should be a quick one because this is a fairly short sprint, and we decided to use, we planned to, just like we planned to Drake and Emu sprints, which is everything together. And in the future sprints, we will do that in slightly revised process, potentially using slightly different ways of using the tool. So I think we're going to go through it epic by epic, or theme by theme. And so for platform, presently, I only placed the upgrade to Carafe. The reason I placed it in this sprint is to allow QA enough time to vet out the changes, because you probably don't want to do this in the last sprint.
No, that's exactly how we plan, actually. We plan for some qualification one, end of sprint one for this, and also if you want to play the later version.
Thomas, sorry.
Yes.
For what we said before, this is 2 weeks sprint, right?
Well, 2.5. It's January 5th, which was yesterday, to
It's 3 weeks, really.
3 weeks.
3 weeks from the start of this week. Yeah.
Okay, let's say we should compete 120 points. No more.
Yes, 120 points. That's kind of what I'm
No
saying.
more. Otherwise, we remove the stories.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. But as you'll see, we're quickly reaching. We already blew that late before we even started. Right? 60.
Thomas, could you please broadcast your screen?
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Where is my window? Where did it go? There it is. Thanks for the reminder, Simon. Can you see it now?
Yes.
I take that as a yes. Was there anything else on the platform, Madame? No. So the top of the log, backlog has some miscellaneous palm cleanup and stuff, but we're just going to leave it there. It's something that we can do perhaps later, or other people can pick it up potentially. All right, on the core side.
I added 2 stories.
Okay, that sounds pretty reasonable. That's 8 points. Just work for you.
Yeah.
Just-
I finished them. I put in more, but I think
That sounds reasonable. Okay. On the northbound, Brian, I think on the northbound to the
nowhere.
we're gonna do this.
I'm gonna show that there is no continuous value for results APIs. Okay, what should we think?
30 to 96 gonna be a platform screen development.
Okay.
That's all my answer.
Okay. That sounds good. And I think just 8 points for this one. That's enough. 1 second. Let me just do one more quick check here.
He's coming. He's at the restaurant. Well, anyway, there's just one person watching online, which is
Simon. Simon. Yeah.
No, you don't know
So-
who's watching the. You don't know who's watching the.
the broadcast.
So I think for now we'll just leave this story as an umbrella for the initial attempt, resurrecting the original intent domain. Okay. So on the southbound side, there's nothing.
So, searching for intent.
No, thank you for searching for that. Okay. So, Andrea, you have that. You have this one.
I have that. It's actually quite finished. It's only there because it's has to be.
Do you have any netcon for Yang related stuff?
I have actually quite a lot.
Is that something that you would wanna? Do you wanna load it up to?
It's actually in the netconf.
Oh, it's under netconf, separate.
Yes.
Separate. Okay. So while we're talking about that, let's do that. I'm gonna skip forward to NetCon right here.
There.
Okay, so
Actually, they are there because of the pre-Falcon sprint. Some of them got 90% finished in the pre-Falcon sprint, and so they're only because that was the size, that was the time that I put in, not because I have to do, how much, 11 points in the sprint. It's only probably like 3 or 4.
I actually figure out that maybe if the continuous story, we can change the story point.
No.
Can we do that? Should we do that?
No,
that's not
very
supposed to
wrong.
not supposed to happen.
Very wrong.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's. I think that's fine. We can do that. That's no
And
problem.
just-
And-
and- story point go up.
Yeah, and then again, if you finish, we can dip in more.
Yeah, exactly. I actually took out something. If I probably reload it. No, it's okay. I took out the 3 points that I had before.
I see. Okay.
I adjusted a little bit because I over.
Okay, that sounds good. On the south, did you have Ali anything else to add to the southbound?
No, I'm gonna do it now. Can we come back to that?
Sure, sounds good.
There's one that I'm working on now. 3460.
Is it southbound? 3460 link validator provider?
Yeah, I was gonna do it. Yeah, no.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I already dragged it in. All right. Okay, so we're gonna skip southbound. We're gonna skip forward to the GUI. Is that all right, Simon?
Sure. Yeah, so I just put in some items here that are buttoning things up and tackling a couple of defects too, and working on the documentation on the wiki. But
Okay,
I've also put some smaller items at the top of the backlog that we can pull in if things get done quicker than expected.
Perfect. Great. Sounds good. Thank you, Simon.
Sure.
On the southbound side, so I see.
Just refresh it.
Okay.
Yeah, look.
All right.
There's 3-4 things I want to tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's self-explanatory.
All right. And so Brian's working on this one.
I think he did.
Okay. Okay. On the REST and CLI, Andrea. So this is just
Yes, it's actually on Garrett waiting for review. It's done already.
okay. On the security, I think this would be for again. This would be something that Shanghoon's working on, external stuff, so it'll probably be tracked separately. Since he didn't pull anything into the sprint, I presume he's not going to be working on anything this immediately. Virtualization, none of that's going to be happening in Falcon. Federation, now this Francesco.
Stellar contributor. Yeah.
Yeah, again.
EIT digital. I don't know.
No,
if
I understand,
it's
but the question is whether
He's not going.
I'm sure they're going to be starting to work on stuff, but
Right.
the work is not visible, so that
Right.
Plays into what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Right? On the protocol side, nothing's currently planned, and again, external contributors. The work's not even sized here. Yeah. Possibly. So on IPv6, this is Charles. Put that up. Was it defect fixing?
The testing team is still figuring out the cause, right?
We're trying to still make it isolate the problem. We know it fell somewhere, but it's not consistent.
Yeah, so
Okay.
We will come to you once we have
Yeah,
moderated.
All right. On the test.
Yeah, so we added some stories. I think like the first 6 are in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest came from our release planning. So it's some fixes to current tests, and then mostly tools.
So given you guys have additional interns and there's handover activity, how many people do you have working on that? It's 50 points, right?
Right now we have 8 people, but
Okay, so
2
that should
are
be-
leaving
minutes.
So
Okay. So, but still, it's fairly comfortable. 50 points. That's not too
A
bad.
lot of those points are partial complete.
Sure.
So maybe about 30
That's fine. But even if they weren't, even if they were not,
It's a
50
little bit
points.
of a stretch for us, but I think we can. Yeah.
All right. Developer tools. So Brian, you're gonna be working on this one, right? To enable the the module owner program.
I
So-
may or may not decide to tackle the top of the backlog as well. We can pull it in later.
So this okay. The thought you were gone out of the room. I for the northbound. I pulled this 8-point story in as a basically way to restart the
for the two of us.
for the two of us. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Just to get bootstrapped with that. Would it be best, especially given other work?
Yeah,
like
that's
for the
we-
ONOS papers.
yeah, let's leave it the way it is.
So that's fine. On the deployments, these two things.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So I decided to track the work for ONS.
Oh, sorry. So you should move probably by. It went under deployments. If you go again in deployments, the second one.
Mhm.
Probably by the way 2 points is way too much, but we should move it behind. Sorry, under what's that? ONS community.
Okay. So you want 1 point or
Yeah.
2 points?
Yeah.
And then edit it to.
Was community, right?
Tom, I have the same problem. 3680.
Okay.
It's under netconf, but it should be under community.
It's under that, huh?
It's under netconf because it's a netconf, yeah. That one.
Yeah, that one.
Thanks.
So back to abundance. Okay, on the community side, then there's a couple of papers, and also including an outline for the ONOS paper. So I'm going to show you. Okay. Actually, so okay. So what I've done in here is I've created a umbrella task to submit talk proposals for ONS. I didn't realize that you guys were creating interview once, so that we may need to consolidate or reuse the overall story. I just wanted to make sure we track that work because it's going to take some of our time. Okay, so you're going to be updating netconf stuff. We also probably need to do a snapshot for ENU. Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
So the task itself is not going to take much, but there will be some preparation for it. So I'm going to actually probably do like 5. 8 wiki contents and that would be the documentation, right? Okay. And a website that's done independently on lab infrastructure. This is stuff for David and
No. I wrote my story.
okay.
Yeah.
STNIP. I think it's not here. So
No, but as the NIP,
okay, that thing.
we said that nothing will be done in this sprint, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
IP optical.
So before you start complaining, then.
No, that's fine. It's 33.
I heard that.
33. You have more people. You have more people now, right? You have 3
I knew what
people.
the next sentence was.
You have 3 people,
Anyway,
right?
No,
There's actually 5 people.
No, that's
full-time,
fine. Then this is fine.
And around 3 or 4 part-time. Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
So, do you want me?
I was
go
doing woe on an amount of blockers. You have a lot of show-stopping work there.
Yeah, really
Well,
well.
actually, that's just priority, right? That's how I.
Yeah, it is priority. Yeah.
So
It is. It
it's
is.
not a true blocker. Do you want me to go over it? Or?
No, that's fine. As long as I'm just roughly speaking, you guys know what you're going to be doing, and it seems like it's reasonably sized. You're the product owner for the work, right? So.
We believe it is reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
We believe.
All right. That sounds good. Nothing for segment routing.
But I think a lot of the segment routing work has moved over to core.
No, there's some of them are outdated, and for the one with 3,000 and more, they're recent. They're valid, but for those old issues, actually I don't know if they're still valid. So probably Sarup is the best one who can clean up sort of things.
Okay. Yeah, so basically we need to get with Sarup to make sure that he cleans this up. Okay. OPNFE, it's externally run. OpenStack support, that's a new one. It's a new epic, and I presume that that's something.
We are going to run every virtualization plugin, and you see role-based security group can be implemented. Repackaging the computer bootstrapping. The other things are.
Okay, so it's going to be you, and Sunho.
There will
And
be
then-
7 people,
Oh wow.
including
Okay.
me.
Okay, great. Okay, that sounds quite reasonable then. Perfect. Okay. SFC, I think this is a epic that can be closed, and there's some new work done. This is externally.
What is SFC?
Service function changing. Okay, so,
Yeah, right.
okay, this is Huawei stuff. PGPLS, I think this one is just finishing a few things. Then conf we already went over. Yang. This is the northbound Yang work that's planned by Huawei.
Okay.
And again, it's just stuff that probably Yang service model. I'm not sure what's the difference between this and that. We probably need to consolidate this. And directive use case, that's inert at this presently, and Geon stuff, that's the struct separately. Right now there's nothing.
Well, there's nothing again. If you want to delete it, delete it.
You want?
Again, I don't have a strong.
We can do this separately.
No,
but
again,
for
I
purpose
don't
of
have
planning.
a strong opinion on that personally. Except that if there was something, of course, keep it and don't throw away things on people. But if there's nothing, it's a tool that we gave to them, but it seems they're not using it, right?
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't sound like an ONOS subsystem.
We'll deal with that cleanup. But so if you were to go back, at least for the purpose of planning here, as you can see, we blew out our 120 limit by 100 points already. 226.
you know, I think it's not.
So I mean, we could do some filtering here and probably figure out that.
But
there's probably about
this time.
100 of those points that probably come from external.
Can we check?
They come from external, they come from last sprint.
Yeah, exactly. How
Yeah,
much
that's
of
the
them come
So
from
I would.
pre-Falcon?
Let's not worry about how much work is partially done and not. I'm really just forget about that, at least for right now. That's something we can internally keep as a reserve. But because Luca is absolutely right, you're not supposed to count the work. that was partially done because you suffered a deficit in the past sprint, but you get a boost for the next sprint. That's what it is.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I mean. The average, the important is that
But then you use the number to gauge how much work for this point. But that's not accurate.
So,
No,
but
but that's why the
the
velocity is
thing is,
Yeah, we did.
the estimate is established during the planning time, when you size the work, what amount of energy was required to have this thing materialize. The initial estimate is what should stay.
No, I understand.
Very rarely
Granted,
we resize it
metric
only
is
as a
fine.
result of the discovery that, oh, this is really, really difficult because this API is not there or whatever. Yeah, so, but I think just if you were to filter things, you could probably find out really easily that, if you were to take some of the Yang stuff, SFC stuff, and other things,
So-
you'll probably,
No, actually,
how much of them are go from the top.
mhm,
So by epics,
okay,
this is all internal, right?
yes. So, yeah, so let's find an epic that
Okay.
wouldn't be eternal.
That come
it's up.
then
Yeah.
yeah, that's SFC.
these two are external.
Okay, so right now, if you were to look at just the SFC extension and then,
You just click on the epic.
yes.
It'll filter all the rest.
That's
That's true too.
Yeah, so, if we're to look- no, I was gonna do that, I just wanted to get at least overview of which epics those are. So it's SFC, extension, there's 20 points here, and there's Yang, there's 12 points here, so it's about
32.
30 points, yeah. So that's, so we're still, okay, so that brings us to about 190, right?
Yeah.
So because we're 226 minus,
226.
we're 226 minus 30, right? That's roughly about 190. Right? Roughly,
Yeah,
that's roughly.
We are 70 points more than
Yeah.
the maximum we should commit.
But what about Yang?
GPLS has nothing in it. Yang we already counted.
No, PGPL said something.
Not
Six. Oh, it's no, oh, no, it isn't, sorry.
What else?
The,
Open stack support.
I mean, the thing is, this has commitment from SK and more people working behind it, right? So as long as that's getting done, it's perfectly fine. But
how about,
it just our. So, so let's just try to make sure that when we do the work, we stay focused on it. We don't add work to the sprint.
it looks
If we
like,
do add work, then let's have a discussion whether what else should be added or simply, do it only if you can satisfy all the other items that were there. And let's keep these things updated so we can demonstrate, a reasonable burn rate. And again, what happens in between is not as important as that we get done, right? That by the time we're done, we're as close to the zero as possible.
look at sort of epics by the amount of points. I don't know if you can sort them that way. That might be interesting. But I certainly see a lot in test improvement and IP optical.
Sure, but they have a lot of people
Big.
working.
But they have
on
more
this,
people, I
right?
guess. So maybe it's good.
Okay, well, let's call it good. I mean, that's 226 points. Certainly better than I think this Spring 4 you had like 300 or something.
300.
I mean, so let's just aim for burning most of these copies now. I'm gonna start a sprint right now unceremoniously, and it's really good. 68 items, 226. Okay, I'll record that. Let me write a note here. Where is it? Falcon sprint 1. What is it? 68 items. 226. Okay. Okay, back start it though. Sorry if you don't mind. And we're gonna end it on 22nd. And I'll try to schedule.
What's the rationale for back starting it?
Just because some of the work is already started on it, technically. It's fine. Okay, let's have a good sprint. See, some of it has already been done.
That's always good.
Okay, thanks everybody.
What do you say, like,
Let me,
so predictions are extremely difficult, especially when you're about to.
yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Simon.